Welcome back, everybody. Fire Emblem and the Sacred Stones, in case you were wondering. Today, I bring you 5 summer game recommendations. And the nice thing about this list, I didn't play any game that did not qualify. So these are a bunch of favorites of mine. They happen to follow a particular theme, or at least most of them do, and that was purely coincidental. These are games that I've enjoyed going back to the time that I was a teenager, right up until a year or two ago. So there's a little variety there. As always, I'm trying to blend different genres together, and I'm ranking these from 5 to 1 in what I feel really embraces this season the best. So getting right into it, game number 5 is Yoku's Island Express. This game was a very pleasant surprise. I went into it only expecting a pinball game, and what I got was a combination of adventure, platforming, puzzle solving, and of course, pinball mechanics. And the way that it ties it all together is seamless. You are Yoku, this little dung beetle. I can't remember if you're a full-time mail courier or if you've just been enlisted to do that for this game's story. But the way that it works is you are going to be progressing on this adventure, and as you come across these different screens, they are arranged in ways like miniature pinball boards. Sometimes they're not too complex. It might just be a couple of platforms, which is why I mentioned platforming, and you might have a couple of flippers or bumpers that you control with the triggers on your controller. The controls are great, everything's responsive, you have a lot of control of where you can aim your shots, so there's a lot of precision because you're usually working with some longer flippers. Of course, if the game wants to make things a little more difficult for you, then it might shorten the flippers so you can't exactly aim your shots as well, but everything is designed, and by design, the game feels great. I think the people who can enjoy this game a lot are anyone who enjoys small adventure games. There's a nice story that ties it all together, and you're going to be adventuring around different regions on this particular island, meeting a lot of characters, getting different power-ups and things like that. If you're a bit of an achievement hunter, then you should have some fun with this one as well, as you do the collectathon aspect and also unlock some hidden secrets. And anyone who's looking for something different in a platformer, maybe you're tired of Metroidvanias, maybe you're tired of side-scrollers, so here's a very unique game that I think embraces the summer fairly well on this jungly island. Again, different regions to explore. It's a nice pinball twist, making it a very unique adventure. Next up, I'm recommending Wave Race 64. Now, if you are a fan of Blue Storm, go ahead and fire that up. I haven't played Blue Storm. I grew up with the Nintendo 64 game. I played it again as I had it in mind for this video, and I had a really great time. The different racers and you being able to customize how they handle, how they gain speed, top speed versus acceleration, I believe that second category is. For the Nintendo 64, I think it does just enough. There's a small variety of maps, but I appreciate those 6 or 7 maps that I have. You'll unlock a couple of them as you progress in the championship mode and unlock 2 more difficulties. Time trial, score challenge, and a couple of secrets on some of the maps. Now, in my one playthrough of just doing every map once over for the championship, I wasn't actually able to get onto those secret paths, and I couldn't remember how to do it from childhood. But hey, the game at least holds up. I really like how the game feels also. When I recommended Snowboard Kids in the winter, there were some aspects of it that were okay. And on the jet ski, you have exactly what I'm looking for. And that is, as you go left and right and you fight the currents, your character really behaves, I feel, like how it should, as if it were actually on the water and going up on the crests of these waves and coming back down. You can tilt your control stick forward and back to also tilt the jet ski. Left and right, like I said, is really going to make you swerve quite a bit. But if you tweak your customized character to handle a little bit better, to be a little bit lighter maybe, crash landing by a fly, you are going to have a good time. I lost my thought. Nasty fly. All right, I lost my train of thought there, but I think what I was trying to say is if you just tweak your character a little bit to adjust the handling and to adjust the weight of your jet ski, it's going to feel really great on top of the water. And something that I hope you can appreciate as much as I do are the different sceneries, the different environments in these different maps. So I particularly like the one that reminds me of a Canadian lake. It's got fog on the first couple of laps, and then that clears up for lap 3. That's a nice detail that I didn't have to do, but I can appreciate it. And speaking of which, the other maps, especially the last one here that I played for the championship race on normal, the height of the water, so I suppose the tide is changing as you go from lap 1 to 2 and to 3. And that unlocks different ways to perform on the map, different paths that you can take. Maybe on lap 1, you had to drive around a dock that was jutting out from the island. But by the time lap 3 comes around, the water has fallen enough and you can now go under the dock. So it's a little bit of a different course. It feels different, and that's something that I'm really grateful for in racing games, when they implement differences in the various laps. So Wave Race 64, it's got my childhood endorsement. I still like it now that I'm replaying it as an adult, and I hope you will too, because hey, being out on the water, I think that's something about summer that most people can appreciate and enjoy. Game number 3, Animal Crossing, and I am choosing New Horizons for this video. I've also enjoyed New Leaf. Some of you might enjoy Wild World or some other Animal Crossing that I can't remember the title of. Hey, just boot it back up again. To me, even though Animal Crossing can be played in any season, and the game's environments will change season to season, I really associate it with the summer. That's usually when other people are playing the game with me, if that's when I've been busy playing the game. And most of my good memories, for those social reasons, take place in the summer. So playing with my sister during the pandemic, that was really funny, the fact that she was playing Animal Crossing too. Playing it all the way back in university, in one of my summers, whichever one it was, doing the fishing, enjoying the way that the trees look, and different events that take place in the summer. Maybe also because my birthday happens to be in the summer, and I don't know, but the characters on the island wishing me a happy birthday, that's always cute. So yeah, Animal Crossing, I don't think there's too much that I need to explain about the game. Like I said, you could play it in any season. I just recommend it during the summer because that is the season that I enjoy the most when it takes place in the game. All right, and as we climb into the final 2 games on this list, I've got a couple of recommendations that really need to be played during the summer season. First, The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Now, if you're watching my videos as they get released, you would have just heard me talking about this game in my Ranking the Legend of Zelda series. And I hold The Wind Waker in pretty high regards. This is a classic to me. This is one of my favorites in The Legend of Zelda. Traveling the open seas, the wind at your back, watching that sail and hearing it flutter in the wind, battling enemies. And actually, if some of you enjoy from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, how you could come upon these smaller monster encampments and take them out and a treasure chest would unlock, hey, that's right here in the Wind Waker. I didn't even remember that aspect of it, but as I was recording footage for this video, I was sailing on my boat and I saw a monster lookout. I climbed the ladder, I took him out, and there was a treasure chest. And I thought, oh yeah, that's right, that's in this game. I could only remember it from Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. I thought that was pretty nice. It gives you a little bit of variety when you're on the sea. You might come across a brand new island. You might sail straight to your next objective. You might come across these monsters like I did, or maybe a little mini game on the map. Now, I missed it in this one, but at some point these 2 barrels bobbed up to the surface of the water, and they each had these white flags. I'm pretty sure had I sailed in between them, it would have started a mini game. Instead, what I enjoyed were barrels with rupees above them. You can get a nice little bit of money as you go island to island. But the sea is not the main part of the game. With any Zelda, it's all of the equipment that you get, and it's the temples and the dungeons, and Wind Waker does not fall short in that category by any means. Great boss fights, great equipment to use, fun characters, fun side quests. You're going to have a great time playing this game. Whatever version you choose to play, Wii U, GameCube, I'm playing on the GameCube, still holds up. It's buttery smooth with its frame rate. Kick back, relax, and enjoy the open seas. Sitting atop this list in the number 1 position is the king of summer games, Super Mario Sunshine. Now this really has every element of the summer. It's a summer vacation for Mario and Peach. They're going to this getaway island, this nice destination for tourists. Of course, some mishaps happen, as is typical in these Mario games, and it's up to you to save the day, right? You're gonna have such a great time with the sun beaming down on you, the music that plays, the different maps and zones, a beach zone, a hotel zone, the main island itself. There's one that's like an amusement park. Every world or every zone, whatever you want to call it, they're all enjoyable in this game. I had a great time playing this game when it came out. This was the game that I was replaying the most as I was capturing footage. I just didn't want to put it down. I wanted to get the next shine and the next shine. I really enjoy how every level has a different way to approach it. Much like Super Mario 64, when you select what shine to pursue, you can go for that one. The level might be crafted a little bit differently depending on whether you're going for Shine 1 or Shine 5, but there's typically multiple shines per level configuration. So one character remarked to me like, hey, you're not supposed to be here when you're doing this your first time. And I went and I defeated the boss for Zone 1, we'll say. That unlocked shine number 2. So I'd entirely skipped number 1. I like how you have a little bit of your own choice in how you want to play the game and what objectives you want to go for. Now, every 3D Mario is going to be praised for how well it controls. To me, this is one of the better ones, and I like all of the jumps and all of the different mechanics available at Mario's disposal. I thought it was a little unfortunate, we'll say, how in Odyssey you could perform a couple of jumps only while holding the Joy-Cons, and I just wanted to kick back and play with the controller. Hey, that doesn't stop you in this game. If you want to lie down and play this game, relax to your heart's content, you can still do every kind of maneuver. The jetpack, the little water pack, it allows you to do some pretty incredible things with the hover. Maybe you miss a jump. You don't always have to be perfect with your jumps. Sometimes you just have to get high enough, and then you could finish your jump or ascending to whatever height you have to get to with the hover pack. So sometimes it's a little bit forgiving in that aspect, but also if you really want to optimize how you move around, this game will let you. So Super Mario Sunshine, with the music and the maps and everything else about it, this is the quintessential summer game, and I hope you'll enjoy it. If you've never played it before, maybe you have played it and it's time to replay it. And we will wrap up on that note. Let me know what games you're going to be playing this summer. Let me know if you've already played the games on this list. If you've played everything, including Yoku's, that's pretty impressive. Maybe it's also going to be your birthday this summer, and so you're waiting for something to come out. Or maybe you're just looking forward to getting away, and video games might be the last thing on your mind. Whatever it is, I hope everybody has an incredible summer. As always, thank you everybody for watching. I'm looking forward to whatever is written in the comments section, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!